to 55 Plus No Limits. My name is David Garoa. I am the Interim Executive Director of the Cranston Department of Senior Services, better known as the Cranston Enrichment Center here in the city of Cranston. I want to welcome you to this great show. We have an incredible episode where you're going to be able to learn what's going on at this center. Stay tuned. And today we have two very special guests. I have here my colleague from Federal Hill House, runs some programs for the corporation out there. She's going to be explaining in more detail what that is. That's Roshni Darnell. And we also have Donna Pigeon from state of Maine, correct? New Hampshire. Hey, at least it's still the United States of America. You know? Very good, very good. So Roshni, tell us about your programming.
Hi David, thank you so much for having us here, and we're really glad and excited to be at the Cranston Senior Enrichment Center in this beautiful day. We are here because we are hosted by David and at the center for a 2-day Tai Chi Chuan Moving for Better Balance training. So I have with me Ms. Donna Pigeon. She is with the Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center out in New Hampshire. She's our trainer. She's been with us going on 2 days now, and she'll be telling us a little more about the program.
Thank you, Roshni. Great. So my name's Donna Pigeon, and I am an authorized trainer for this program, Tai Chi Chuan Moving for Better Balance. It was a program that was developed by Dr. Fuzhong Li of Oregon Research Institute in Eugene, Oregon. And it's a research-based program where Dr. Li has found that older adults and adults with balance disorders or disabilities who complete this program can reduce their risk to fall and reduce falls by 55%, which is a huge reduction and really important because we know that when somebody is older and they have a fall, it has really potentially severe negative health consequences. He's also found through his research that if somebody has Parkinson's disease, it can reduce their risk of falling by 67%, again, which is just really a huge potential benefit for somebody to continue to live a healthy and active lifestyle. So I've been here working with great folks here in Rhode Island, training people to be instructors of this program. So the instructor training is a 2-day training, and then after today, folks here are going to go out into their communities and teach this program to older adults. So it's been really exciting being here, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here and do this training.
So I would encourage all of you to watch out for this program. It's going to be coming to a senior center or health facility in your community very soon. Sign up, take advantage of it. It's a great program. We've learned a lot, and we can't wait to share it with everyone.
Let's everybody hold the ball on the right. So, form 1, move the ball, wind up right, and step out left. Drop that ball, breathe in, to the left hand, push, and sing. One ball on the left, wind up left, and step out right. Right, and push. Sink right. Part 2, diagonal step ahead, for wild horse's baby. Wind up right. And step ahead left. Horse's mate to the left. And sink. Push. Rock back. Breathe in. Pivoting to the front. Foot flat. Push. And sink. Wind up left. Step ahead right. To the right. And sink. Push. Drop back. To the front. Foot flat. Push. And sink. I'll take a step back. Something around. And form 3. Single whip. Wind up right with a hook. And step ahead left. Left hand in front, breathing in. Palm away, press and sink. And push. Front back, release that hook. Pivot to the front. Foot flat. Push. Wide up left with a hook. And step ahead right. Breathing in.
On Tuesday, July 25th, the New Hope Art Gallery is doing their summer showing. That's going to be held here from 4 to 7:30. We hope to see you there. So we will definitely be bringing you up to date on all the events that we're having here at the Senior Enrichment Center, 1070 Cranston Street. Please call. We can mail you out a newsletter, whatever way we need to contact you. And by the way, like us on Facebook. Thank you.
Da porta picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da venen cape di I love you, papà l'americano.
Yep, now you're going to take your last pipe cleaner and do the same thing. This is a long step.
You're welcome.
No, I ended up buying it over the weekend. I know people getting his
So you're trying to Yes, you do. Okay. So everybody gets a sheet, everybody needs a header and pencil. All right, who's gonna go first? Are you having fun? Hey, I'm Dave.
just complaining, but people don't feel like hearing you complain. They don't want, they've got their own problems, you know, go for that stuff. But anyway, it's like I come every day and I volunteer every day, find something to do. Better than sitting home looking at the television. And I read a lot, I do puzzles,
And it's nice to see good kids. It really is. It's nice to see. And that they're achieving something, they're in school, they're doing a good job.
Now, what's going on here? We see
Oh, well,
Yahtzee, what else?
oh, these are just the games over here, Yahtzee and stuff. Okay, and what are here, they're making flowers.
They're making flowers. That is a lot of flowers.
How often do you guys have visitors come to the center?
Well, every week there's something, but never up here. Yeah, never up here.
Oh, so this is a big.
Strictly working, we're called activity.
Okay.
The Smile Doll. Did you know about the Smile Doll? We have what you call a Smile Doll program.
A smile what?
We Smile Dolls.
Oh, smile doll.
We start making the dolls from scratch. Okay, right down to the little outfits on them, and we distribute them to DCYF, Crossroads, Folly House, and Hasbro Children's
Now
Center.
this is a sample.
Yes, and this is what we call the Smile Doll. Okay? We leave the face. So that's a project for the child to do. But that's a Smile Doll. We make them from scratch.
Beautiful. And where do the funds for the dolls come from? Who pays for the materials?
I get the materials donated.
Wonderful.
And then once a year, I have a sale, a Smile Doll sale. And that's how we make our money, to make the Smile Doll. Do people see this?
When is the sale, Ann?
It's the end of November, beginning of December.
So holiday
Decide when I
time.
have it, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And in the meantime, we're affiliated with Notable Works. And their motto is people helping people.
Okay.
They take care of all our hygiene, powder, soap.
So that's just a very basic,
This is very basic pattern. They're all, now this will be ready to cut out and then sewn. Comes over here and then we all stack them. We spend a whole day, 2 days, 3 days just filling it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Whatever. We make all these too, right here.
Oh, I wish I knew how to use it.
Along with a half
And you guys make all those?
tote bags and maybe.
That's beautiful.
We all see it there, look at that.
We have to buy the cotton we stuff it with and the muscle.
Okay.
But we do make stuff, we make hats, right?
And is all that sold downstairs at the gift shop?
Oh, in this tote bag, along with hygiene products.
Oh, okay, to donate. Okay.
Put a hat, a scarf, sometimes booties, mittens, okay? We put 2 dolls, a boy and a girl. And these tote bags go to all different Macaulay House, deprived children, poor children, that's where they go.
DCYF.
Yes, DCYF. We go to Crossroads.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Matter of fact, it was on television this morning, something about DCYF and one of the other groups, and they mentioned Smile Dolls. They didn't have one to show, and I wish they had.
As you may know, my name is David Kurowa. I am the RSVP Director for the Cranston Department of Senior Services here in the city of Cranston. We have Mr. Jeffrey Borone, who is our new Executive Director, who comes from the Mayor's office previously, but we're going to let Jeff introduce himself. And, hey Jeff, tell us about Jeff.
Well, tell us about Jeff. David, thank you very much for having me on. It is an honor to be chosen by Mayor Fung to come into the Cranston Enrichment Center as Executive Director. He has a lot of confidence in me, which makes me want to do a great job. This is a great facility that we have here. You have done a great job in the last 18 months as acting director. And I do have some big shoes to fill.
Oh, well, you're being kind. Thank you very much. But we have a great team, and you are going to be, and already are, a great addition to the team. As I mentioned, Jeffrey worked in the Constituency Affairs Office as the director of that division within the Mayor's office. And he just, was helping many of you folks who are watching now. But now, Jeffrey, are you from Rhode Island?
I am. I was originally born in Rhode Island. I was I grew up in the Mount Pleasant area, went to school at Mount Pleasant High School. I spent summers on Block Island. My family owned and operated a few restaurants that were up there, so the summer times I spent on Block Island.
You have also been an elected official, from what I understand, correct?
That's correct.
So tell us about that.
Well, that was an exciting time of my life. Actually, that's where I got to meet Mayor Fung. We both served on the council. I served 2 terms on the city council as the representative for Ward 6. So the city's broken up into 6 wards, and each ward has a representative or a city council person, and then we have 3 at large who kind of monitor the entire city. Mayor Fung at the time, who was Councilman Fung, he was a citywide council person. So I got to meet with him, we got to work together, and we became friends. The city council, my experience on the city council gave me a good opportunity to see how government works and see, most importantly, the needs of the people that live in the city. The challenge, obviously, was we weren't able to achieve everything that we wanted to achieve needs, but in the big picture, the city has been running great, and that's because of the fiscal ability and the good management of the mayor and his staff. And as a state, I ran for a state representative position in 2002. I wasn't successful, but I did have a good showing, which gave me the itch. And in 2004, I put my name in for the city council, and I was able to win 2 elections.
Beautiful, beautiful. And those were hard times, right? You just said that right now the city of Cranston enjoys financial success. That's due to a lot of hard work and the management of Mayor Fung. But at that time, too, you folks had to really roll up your sleeves, because I remember there was a crisis that you were even sure if you were going to make payroll, right?
That's
so
correct.
There were difficult times.
In 2002, when we came onto the council, funds were so low that making payroll was a challenge. And Mayor Fung got in, he rolled up his sleeves, and he was able to, with his staff, he was able to make cuts without depreciating the services of the city.
Yeah, one thing that I have seen from the professional staff point of view, and I'm sure the citizens of this great city have also seen that despite those very difficult times financially that the city has been engulfed in, the support for the senior center has always been a very strong support. And it shows. I mean, we have still till today, when this building was constructed 32 years ago, we are the largest senior center in the entire New England area. So I'm sure you feel proud of the city. You feel proud now that you're able to lead this great department of the city into the next phase. Now we have a great building, but now we have technology. I know you mentioned in your welcome letter or your welcome article, Cranston Herald, thank you very much for the support you give us, that you mentioned that you want to do stuff with the police department, the fire department, and see how seniors can be reached out so they can also learn, for example, how to protect themselves with not being scammed. Tell me a little bit about those ideas that you have.
When I came over, I saw that there was not a need, but a place for additional services. And one of the services that I think, and getting back to the seniors, they're a very, very important part of the city. They're a big population in our city. They're very important. We care about them because they cared about us when they were able to. I want to be able to bring in some programs that will help them. One of the things, like you mentioned, was the scam alert. I want to bring someone in from the Cranston Police Department just to speak to the seniors, to make them aware of if they're being scammed or not. What are the signs? I want to bring in someone from the fire department. These are all city services that we as taxpayers pay for. And we shouldn't only use the police department when we need to, or we shouldn't only use the fire department when we need to. Bring them in, let them educate our residents. And this way, it'll make their job a lot easier.
I like that, so we can not only use them when we need to dial 911,
right,
but to also build a relationship with our police force, our fire force, and that all, encompasses what community is.
That's correct.
Having those interactions. And I think you have an edge that no one else has had before, in the sense that as Constituency Affairs Director, one of your main jobs was interacting with all the other city divisions, and for that matter, even state and sometimes even federal agencies. So you have the edge in the sense that you have relationships with all these directors, correct?
That's correct. I was able to cultivate, with my 4 years on the council, and then working in the mayor's office as Director of Constituent Affairs, I was able to cultivate a relationship with the directors to show them the need of different concerns that the residents have and the best way to address them. And because I was able to cultivate that and have a good relationship, I'm still going to maintain that. Getting to the experience that I bring to the senior center is much like the experience that I had as Director of Constituent Affairs. I dealt with issues of paving roads, of putting up stop signs, of cutting down trees, addressing minimum housing issues.
Snow removal.
Snow removal is a big one. Now, I don't know how to drive a plow. I don't know how to cut down a tree. I don't know how to, address minimum housing violations. But what I did have at the mayor's office was the directors that knew how to do that.
Correct.
And my job as Director of Constituent Affairs was, number one, to make sure that they had all the tools and resources that they needed to do their job correct. That's what I bring to the senior center. We have a staff of excellent directors in social service, in adult day service, RSVP. These are all great directors.
Right.
They know how to do their job. My job will be to make sure that you, as directors, have all the tools and resources that you need to continue to do your jobs. Our senior center here is funded primarily through city funds, but we depend a lot on federal grants. We have certain responsibilities to maintain. My job is to see that all the directors here will maintain those responsibilities so we can keep getting the grants.
That's right.
Because we offer a ton of excellent programs that I hope the viewers today will be intrigued.
Absolutely.
And give us a call if you're not a member, if we have a newsletter that we'll be happy to send out to you. It's very important that you, viewers, understand all the programs that we offer.
Yeah, right below here on the screen, you'll be able to see our number, 401-780-6000. You can call, and if you're not a member or if you haven't come to the senior center, you can request a newsletter. We'd be more than happy to mail it to you. And we also have a mobile app on your smartphone. You just go into your app store and search for Cranston Senior, and you can download our application. You'll be able to see a PDF version of our newsletter and more information, even make launch reservations. Tell me about the experience of being an Italian American.
Oh, Maron. If you're Italian up there, you know what I said. I grew up with an Italian family. Obviously, my grandparents came from Italy. I am fortunate enough to visit Italy on an annual basis. That's my vacation. But growing up in an Italian family, what you find is the closeness, the closeness with your own family, but cousins and aunts. You're always together. The Italian heritage carries on through generations. You can have a tradition of certain things, and that tradition went back generations and generations, and it's going to move forward generations and generations. That's the good thing about and I'm sure other heritages and other nationalities are the same, but the Italians are known for their food, their wine, their cheeses. That's something
the dry meats.
That's something that came over from the old country. Right here in our neighborhood here, we have what they call Knightsville, which I'm sure you know. So when I walk through that town and I eat in some of the restaurants in Knightsville, it makes you feel like you're back in what we call the old country. And Italy is the old country, there's history. It's a very proud heritage. I'm very proud to be an Italian American, and I encourage everybody to have a little prosciutto.
Yeah.
Well, I was fortunate enough, my first time to go to Italy, I went with some friends from church and one of the priests, and he studied at what they call the NAC, the North American College. That's the seminary that they have in Rome. So he was able to study his 4 years in seminary there, so he was very familiar with it. So our first trip, we went with him, so he showed us around. There's a lot of restaurants that when you're walking up and down the narrow streets, they're out there with the menu and prego, cheap price.
What's prego mean?
Prego means thank you or please.
Okay.
And they want you to come in. And it's okay if you want to get a quick bite, but for a nice dinner, what you need to do is you need to go down the darkest alley or street you can find, and you'll see a restaurant there. Those are the restaurants you need to go to, because those are where the locals go.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere in those little Italian restaurants is nothing like you would see here. The quality of the food is, a little different. Everything is homemade. I can't rave enough about the food in Italy.
Wow.
I was able to take a cooking class last year.
Oh, come on.
Yes, so we spent a half a day with a chef, and he took us to the little market, and we bought the meat and the vegetables that we were going to use, and then we went back to the restaurant where he was the chef, and we made a bruschetta, which is the toasted bread with the tomatoes and the cheese and the olive oil. We made tiramisu, which is the rum dessert, the cake. And we also did what they call a clear bolognese. Bolognese is originated from Bologna. It's a meat sauce, veal, pork, and beef. And it's over pasta. And the pasta was homemade. It was the best meal that I ever made. So we took a cooking class. That's one of my high points of the trips to Italy, but there are many more. We need more episodes to go to tell you about all the high points.
If you're not
Am I
hungry,
making you hungry?
If you're not hungry by now, you're not alive. Right, can you hear my stomach? I hope not. All right, thank you, Jeff. So how about you close the segment? It's all yours.
Okay,
Look at
so
our seniors.
I'm looking forward to doing more of these segments. We will definitely be bringing you up to date on all the events that we're having here at the Senior Enrichment Center, 1070 Cranston Street. Please call. We can mail you out a newsletter, whatever way we need to contact you. And by the way, like us on Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Welcome.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.